welcome back everyone to the Digital Street Podcast. So today is an action-packed episode. So we're going to be talking about AI career paths, and Sadra is going to be going into Microsoft Copilot. He told me a bit about it earlier this week, but I wanted him to tell me more about it on the pod. So yeah, let's dive straight into AI career paths. So we're going to break it up into two sections, so conventional paths and creative paths. So we could start off with the ML developer position, which is in the conventional path, and maybe Sadra could start off a bit about programming languages,
Yeah,
about machine learning.
yeah, for sure. So basically, AI is heavily focused on subject of computer science. And when you're talking about something like AI, building anything AI is going to require some kind of coding knowledge or programming knowledge. And that's basically what a developer means in our days, right? So the best, so like an AI developer is someone that kind of, in the simplest terms, you create, you edit, you manage AI, either AI languages, deep learning languages, which is part of AI, or you just make AI apps, AI engines, anything like that. That's your job as an AI developer. And basically, there's different ways you can do this, just like with anything else. And the different ways kind of depends on what program you're using. So here, I can't show it to you, but there are certain languages that specifically require the demands that AI needs. Uh, some languages that we can include is Python. Python is by far like the easiest language to use, in my opinion, even if you don't have a high ability with coding or anything like that. I think it's the easiest to learn. It's a high level language. High level languages basically means that it kind of relates back to humans, makes it easier for humans to communicate with it, and low level languages mean it's easier for the hardware to communicate with it. So a high level language, Python, is a lot easier for us because it's high level, easier to communicate with humans. It's very friendly, like I said, but it's also very well equipped to handle large and complex projects. Uh, like data engineering, even machine learning has a bit of Python in it, but mainly data engineering, which is a big thing in AI. You use a lot of Python for that. I think a very popular framework, a framework is basically a library for AI. TensorFlow, the framework of TensorFlow is very important for AI development and mainly uses Python. There's other libraries, pandas, SciPy. Like if you really want to get in depth, I think Python is a great way to start. And then we also have machine learning. So machine learning is a very low level language. You know, the lower you go, the easier it is to communicate with hardware. So then you can make a better AI programs, but it becomes a lot harder as well. So yeah, that's literally all I had to say about AI development. It's definitely a good path because you need developers to make it work in AI for anything. And there's different ways to do that with different languages. So if you're either a computer science major, anything with programming, you can definitely make a career in AI.
Yeah. So there are different paths to go about this, and so conventional paths are like Sadra said, machine learning and computer vision engineer. There are many positions that you could work yourself up to, but there are different educational paths that you can take to get there. So, for example, the conventional path would be to go to university, college, and get training to be able to work in that field. But you can also take a different route. So I was in this program called the Knowledge Society, and in that program, many kids they train themselves on these skills, and the way that they do it is by going through a TKS focus. So a focus is basically a learning system, and the system consists of four steps, which is to learn about the topic, and then you replicate two projects that are currently already in the space. once you do that, then you build a pretty good understanding of what is required for projects in this space. And then you go on to build your own big project. And throughout all of those replicates, as well as your major project, you document that entire process on, say, like Medium or like your personal website or like Twitter even. And this way employers know about what, like, your entire process and your all of your progress. And people, some people even follow along on your progress. But even if not, when you apply to jobs, then your employers are able to see all of the work that you put in to get there, and they understand that you know how to learn a new topic, and they literally can see like the entire steps that you took to learn it.
So it's like
So all
kind of like GitHub, right?
um what do you mean?
It's like
Oh,
there's like it's a website where you can code, share your code, and publish them to the public, and other people can see that.
yeah, yeah. So like it's actually on this platform called TCAS Life, tks.life, and I'll link all of this in the bio in the YouTube description. And so basically on that, we're able to showcase all of the work that we're doing, all of our projects. And but the entire focus process, that's in like a separate document, and I'll share that in the description. And anyone could follow that even without the platform that we have access to. Like the process can be done all on your own.
So the process is kind of like, is it like, so the framework is different from the process, correct?
No, it's the same thing.
Oh,
What do you mean?
okay. So then like the focus framework is just a way that TKS explains on how to learn like basically any skill.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, okay, I see. Yeah, so we have those. Those are like the real, I would say, conventional paths. Obviously, it's mostly surrounded by developers, anything with programming. Uh, we also have, I mean, computer vision engineer. I would consider it as kind of the same thing as a developer, unless you have a different take on it, Marzooq.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so if we get into a little bit more creativity, we have things like something that I did a little bit of research on is a AI business analyzer. There's different ways of wording it, like AI analyzer, business analyzer, whatever. It just basically uses AI data set because AI just takes in data and like basically spits it out in a way you want. That's a big thing in AI. And as an AI business analyzer, you take the data set that you put into AI and you take the output and it helps you make business decisions for brands. It can't only be used in business, like it can be used in anything. If you're a scientist, you're a physician, even for psychology, if we really want to get in depth, like, maybe we put a chip in someone's brain, they take the input from someone's brain. If we really want to go into the future and you analyze that as a psychologist, there's a lot of different ways to make use of data with AI coming. So
Yeah.
as long as you have, sorry, go ahead.
So somewhat like a an AI consultant, I guess. We could group that into one thing, like in business analyzers. So I guess what you're saying is that they would use AI to analyze that business and basically consult them on like using the data that the AI gave them back on what they should do in their business.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Someone that's an expert on analyzing data for specifically AI that came from AI.
So basically like a data scientist
Yeah,
consult.
yeah. Like
Okay, yeah,
any
that
analyzer, like any position that's analyzing right now could be a good transition into AI since you could just analyze AI information now.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And there's also an AI agency which I thought of, which could be really lucrative for not only for experts in the space in the like AI. Like suppose you can't start an agency just for like a like just for AI. You have to specialize in a certain part of AI. So say you're experienced in machine learning, right? So your agency would be an ML agency, and you would basically, why are you laughing?
I just, I just saw the feed at the bottom of our table.
Yes.
That's what happens
And
when you
then
skip
you
leg day.
slapped me a few times too when you couldn't.
Oh yeah, true.
But yeah, so like the AI agency would basically specialize in a certain part of AI. Like it could even be robotics or like machine learning. And this agency would obviously consult on projects in this domain. And so it could be a single consultant in within the agency that does all the work, right? Or it could be an agency owner who understands the space, but he is just using, he's just the operator of that agency, and he's using consultor arbitrage or contractor arbitrage to actually fulfill the work that um, for their
Okay.
clients.
So it's basically it's like an agency or slash business that provides services to help you work with AI.
Yeah, so basically helping you implement that part of AI,
Okay.
so whatever it is, like computer vision, machine learning, in your actual business, and these are experts in the space. So if your business is a machine, like is selling machine learning software or something, and you aren't able to solve a specific problem, you would hire this agency because they're experts in the space and they might have a better understanding of this topic than you.
Okay. And that kind of ties in with like developers, right? Like AI agencies are gonna need AI developers and
Yeah,
analyzers. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah. And well, I just want to quickly explain what contractor arbitrage is for people that don't know. So it's basically, I guess, hiring freelancers who aren't really on the team of your agency, but they they're just like, I guess, a part of your um like bench, if you want to put it into soccer terms or something. But like they're just on the sidelines and you just recruit them whenever you have a project that you need their help for. And yeah, that's what
They're
contractor
like
arbitrage is.
utility workers, right?
Yeah,
Like
they
if you need
don't,
assistance, extra assistance.
yeah, they're not on your team and on payroll or anything, but they're just paid when they do the work.
Okay. Yeah, if we keep going down the creative path, we have things that are already popular, but it would still be popular with AI, like short form content. I mean, content creators, they're not going to stop here. The more subjects we have to make content about, the more we're going to make content about. It's as easy as
Yeah,
that. And then I know you're big into newsletters, so like you said, Ben's Bite. Could you more
yeah,
like
Ben's
elaborate on that?
Bites. Recently, this newsletter blew up, and essentially he just like drops a few points on like the things that are happening in AI, and yeah, he releases a daily newsletter about that. So simply, you could just release a newsletter about whatever topic in AI specifically that you're interested in, and just hire a team to write daily content. It doesn't even have to be like bite-sized content, like Ben's Bites. It could be longer content too, like the Milk Road or the Hustle. Could definitely
Or
be lucrative.
what more creative path is you can make a business with your I mean you can start a podcast with your friend about AI. It's a
Yeah,
pretty good idea, I think. Probably the best idea if
yeah.
I'm being honest.
It's pretty
Uh
lame to be honest.
true. I was also thinking I wanted to add I didn't think of this, but I guess you could use how I you know how I talked about AI business analyzer, like analyzing data. I guess you could use that in stocks, crypto, stuff like that as well, right? Because those those things need tools to analyze the data for you, right? So I think that could be a use case also.
That's true. I mean, you would need to be an expert in like finance and AI, but it's definitely possible. I
Yeah,
mean, there's like Algo Trader or whatever. I'm pretty sure they have some AI in their program. They give like they just let you know when to buy and sell this a stock.
interesting. And how have you tried with it, or like how accurate is that?
my friend had tried it like a while back, and it was, I don't know, like percentage accuracy, but it helped him a bit. And their testimonials were pretty good too.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that can be something you look into if you're interested in stocks. I think
Mm.
like any kind of job that's based on the subject you're doing can be put into the creative path or like can be pursued with AI as well. So like one more thing that we covered was like teacher, like an AI teacher slash consultant we put, even though they may be a little different. Like if you're a tutor right now for math, uh, computer science, IT, like whatever you tutor, that can also be done with AI. So that's another path for someone to take. And I would be very confident that AI would give more money to the tutors and if you rather tutor something else, just because it's more popular, right? It's a new technology. So if you're tutoring
Mhm.
right now and you want to get into something else, you want to learn a new skill, that could be a good way for you to get started into AI.
Yeah, I mean, you could sell courses on Udemy,
Oh yeah.
and yeah. Also for the creative, I mean, sorry, the conventional path, another way to learn, which is also um, taught in the TKS focus path. It's not like it's just suggested that you should take, like, you don't need to wait until university to take these courses. You can just take them on Udacity or Coursera, because those are also university courses. So
Yeah.
if you want to learn from a professor, there's like um, I forgot his name, Andrew Ng or something. He's a really good professor, and he's from MIT or something, or
Mm,
Stanford, and his AI lectures are all for free on YouTube.
interesting. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure there's many more that we haven't discussed, but those are the main things that come to mind when you're thinking about careers in AI. Yeah, I think we covered everything. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I think we covered everything. Yeah.
All right, now while we stay in the topic of AI, we're going to shift over a little bit and talk about some already upcoming products, not so much career paths. Starting with Microsoft Copilot. So yeah, I brought this to Marzooq, I think like about a week ago. I was talking a little bit about it, digging here and there when I have time. Basically, Microsoft is in collaboration with OpenAI, and they took that and they made their own AI companion that specifically works with Office 360. 365, sorry. Office 365 is basically it's just a group of products that Microsoft offers to help individuals and businesses work with others, things like PowerPoint, Word, Excel, um Microsoft Teams, stuff like that. So the AI tool is only available in those applications that is in Office 365. So that's one negative thing I could think about it. But basically, it's an AI companion that helps you do anything with ChatGPT does. You can ask it to do anything within those applications. So like some examples are like in Word, Microsoft Word, it can edit, summarize, and create points and like even create essays. Here it says on the Microsoft website, like alongside people as you work together or individually. PowerPoint, you can make a whole presentation just by telling it the topic you want it on, and even specific ways to write the topic, use specific words, specific vocabularies. Yeah, you can just literally make presentations out of thin air. In Excel, this is really interesting for businesses that use Excel. It can basically perform any kind of data analytics you want it to. Like if you give it your profit margins, how much sales someone has made in your company, it can do calculations and provide any questions you have about the data that you input into the Excel sheet. Outlook, this Outlook is just an email tool, so it just helps you write emails. PowerPoint Teams, it just makes meetings more productive. It can actually listen into the conversation and provide summaries of what's going on. And that's actually another feature inside of it. It's a specific feature called business chat, where it takes the information of all of your like business members or company members, and then it makes it available to everyone. So if you have a demand, like for example, off the top of my head, show me what in the meeting this morning, show me what Alexander said about what should we do about our costs and profits. It just summarizes something for you where he talked about that point. So that's one way you can use it, and that's a specific feature called business chat. And then yeah, they have a big focus on business chat as well. The specific description of it is that it brings together data from across documents, presentations, email, calendar, and notes and contacts to kind of help the business grow as one because it's all part of one domain. And yeah, it's basically AI companion like ChatGPT. It actually uses GPT-4 as their source engine, their AI engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this? Because seems like you were just reading.
No, those were my thoughts. I just put them in.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So to be honest, I love the implementation. I think Microsoft has a good reputation of implementing stuff. I don't know why they only made it available to Office 365. It kind of seems like it's too powerful to only be kept for one thing like that. I think if they even made it available to Windows 10, like the full version of Windows 10, anything in Windows 10, any
Yeah.
application that's in relation to Microsoft, it could be a lot more powerful. But I guess this is where they want to start off from, like fix bugs, anything they have, and then go larger from there.
That would be amazing. Yeah. That would be like an amazing test case too, I guess. Like all of Windows 10 users get to test out this entire GPT-4 collaboration type thing. It's really cool.
Do you,
There's
sorry, go ahead.
no, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, do you have any like experience with like Word, PowerPoint, and Excel? Like, have you
Like,
ever used them in any kind
oh
of
yeah,
scenario?
yeah, I've used them, but not with Copilot.
Well, yeah, because it's not out yet. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, is there a wait list or something?
No, it's kind of blurry on when they're gonna release it. They just said
Oh,
early
okay, okay.
spring, yeah, from what I know. But
Yeah,
yeah, like I mean, could you see how an AI tool can help you like just make everything faster when you're using those tools?
yeah, 100%. I mean, that's why I was kind of interested in the AI chatbot thing that like I talk about it almost every podcast. Like the past two or three podcasts I've talked about it, and that makes the customer's experience on a website so much more seamless because AI is just able to do a lot of the stuff that Copilot is doing for Microsoft users, right?
Yeah, and I think
Is
like
there anything?
I was just gonna say like at this point, I think middle school is basically gonna be useless now. Like everything that you do in middle school involves some kind of research and essay writing, any kind of ideas that you had to do on your own, you can do now with AI.
Mm,
So like I think yeah, I think we talked about this too in the last podcast. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the education organizations kind of shift towards a better method to teaching.
yeah, I mean that's as you know, I hate school. So like that's like the currently like it's not only middle school. It's like
Yeah,
most of education other than like engineering or maybe the program that you're in are like in my opinion like beneficial like lawyer of course like doctor
yeah,
of course those are always needed but the rest like there needs to be innovation in the way that the courses are actually made so that we're actually learning how to be better operators and when we actually get into the workspace for that field rather than just teaching random stuff that
yeah,
doesn't help
100%. Yeah,
us.
I 100% agree. I don't really have anything, any other takes on it. I think I spat out everything I wanted to say.
All right, sick. Yeah, so there's also something really similar to this that do you know of HubSpot?
No, I don't.
So it's basically this marketing tool for to organize, I guess, your like marketing contacts, like people that sign up to your newsletter or like sign up on your website's forums, stuff like that. And it's used for a lot of like marketing automation too, like email newsletters and stuff like that. So the founder of that, one of the founders of HubSpot is really tech savvy. So, well, he's the one that built the entire platform at the start, I think. And he built something called ChatSpot, which basically integrates GPT 3.5, I think, into their platform and Dolly and a few other things to be able to create something like Copilot, but just for HubSpot. So HubSpot users would basically now be able to just like chat into ChatSpot. So it's basically like a interface like Chat GPT and within HubSpot, and you just tell it what you want it to do. So like create a presentation based on the the leads that we got from this certain form for for the past month and create a presentation about this. And it just
Interesting.
creates that presentation for you in Google Slides or wherever you want it to create it.
Okay, I see. Yeah, so it's kind of like Copilot, but for the specific platform, HubSpot.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
I mean, you should definitely check out the video later. It's so damn sick. And like other, what my thought for the AI chatbot was to just implement it on like as a customer service assistant. But then I got the idea that this is pretty hard and it might be hard to sell too, but possibly implementing some like creating an agency or business that creates some tool like this for businesses. Like suppose there's an accounting software and you want to create a similar tool for them like ChatSpot, like that would be really potentially really lucrative.
That could work. Is that something you're interested in doing?
I don't even know if it's like possible to for me at this point because I don't think I'm that experienced enough for people to like even like consider like a 20-year-old going to them and trying to sell this like big idea. If I had a bit more experience and like maybe like sold a big company or something, then maybe they would take me seriously, but at this point probably not.
So you're just kind of waiting to build up your experience and resume, and then you're gonna go for it.
Maybe. I mean, it's just a cool idea. It
Interesting.
depends on what I'm interested in at that point when I get to that experience level.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with you. All these are theories that we're kind of announcing, but hopefully, I mean, it makes sense, right? But hopefully in the future they become realities as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add. Is everything good on your side, Marzooq?
yeah, I think I covered everything I wanted to. So this week it's my turn for the ending quote, and it's not really a motivational or inspirational quote like we usually do, but this past week there have been there's been a claim from Balaji, who is a big guy in crypto and the Web3 space, and he thinks that Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million. So let's see if that happens. Okay, no. He wants it to go to a 1 million. He thinks it's going to go to $1 million within the next 90 days. And he has pretty logical reasoning behind that, which is because like inflation or something and that the major banks are failing in the US. Like Silicon Valley Bank failed and I think he had some data to back up that other banks are soon potentially going to fall too. So what are you
Yo,
thinking
all I gotta say is that I'm proud to be Canadian right now, bro.
about that?
The grass seems so much greener on this side.
Yeah.
So is this like a like a timestamp, like you're gonna come back to this later and see if it was right.
Yeah, I guess we have to, right?
Yeah, I guess. And if it's not right, then I guess he can kindly donate us the 90 million that he promised to other people. It just makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
All
I
right.
mean, all right.
Is that it? Like you're done with
Yeah, that's
your
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, perfect. Then yeah, I guess we can end it here. Thank you everyone again for tuning in for this episode. Yeah, weekly episodes. We're gonna have one every Wednesday to at least Thursdays, maybe sometimes Saturdays. Yeah, thanks for
Yeah,
tuning in.
just expect one at least once every week.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure, at least one every week. And yeah, we will see you guys next week.